Today's episode is one I've wanted to do for a while. We're talking about ADHD and relationships. And I don't just mean romantic relationships. I mean every relationship. Because ADHD touches all of them. If you've ever been told you're too sensitive, told you're too intense in a relationship, or that you disappear and then overwhelm people when you come back, or that you love deeply but forget important things, or that you say the wrong thing at the wrong volume, this one's for you. Welcome to Wisdom from the Porch. I'm GP. This is Wisdom from the Porch. ADHD creates a specific relational paradox. On one hand, ADHD brains are capable of extraordinary depth of feeling. When we love all the way. We notice things others miss. We're intensely loyal, creative, and present in the moments we're present. On the other hand, ADHD brains forget, lose track of time, interrupt, hyper-focus on something else and seem to vanish from the relationship entirely. Overreact to perceived slights. Underreact to things the other person needed a response to. Say the blunt thing when the moment needed softness. The person on the receiving end of this can feel like they're in a relationship with two different people, which in a way they are. Regulated you and dysregulated you. And neither version is fake. Both are real. ADHD just makes the gap between them wider. To understand why, we need to talk about three specific ADHD relational mechanisms: rejection-sensitive dysphoria, emotional flooding, and attention inconsistency. Reject-sensitive dysphoria, or RSD, is one of the most underdiagnosed and misunderstood features of ADHD. It's an intense, immediate emotional response to perceived rejection, criticism, or failure, real or imagined. Not a mild sting, a flooding, overwhelming pain that can arrive in a fraction of a second. When your partner says something mildly critical, or when you interpret something as critical that wasn't, RSD fires before you can think. The emotional response is neurological, not chosen, and the behaviors that follow it, withdrawing, snapping back, over-explaining, shutting down, look like overreaction to the other person because they don't see the neurological event that preceded it. RSD also drives a lot of people-pleasing and conflict avoidance in ADHD adults. If rejection feels that painful, you'll do a lot to prevent it, including suppressing your own needs. ADHD brains have less regulatory bandwidth for emotions. When a big feeling arrives, anger, grief, frustration, love, it doesn't arrive at a manageable volume. It floods. The prefrontal cortex, already running on reduced efficiency, gets overwhelmed and goes offline. What's left is pure limbic response, reactive, impulsive, loud. This is why ADHD adults can say things in arguments that they genuinely don't mean and don't believe. It's not manipulation. It's a brain that's flooded beyond its capacity to filter. ADHD doesn't mean you can't pay attention. It means you can't consistently direct attention on command. When you hyper-focus on your partner, you are fully, intensely present. When you hyper-focus on something else, they can feel invisible. This inconsistency is confusing and painful for partners who don't understand ADHD, because the intense presence they remember proves you're capable of it. Why not now? because attention in ADHD is interest-driven and neurochemically gated. It's not available on demand, and it's not a choice. Here are 3 tools to show up better. Tool 1. Name the mechanism, not just the behavior. When you know RSD is firing, say so. To yourself first, then to your partner if the relationship can hold that conversation. I'm having a really intense reaction to what you just said, and I don't think it's proportional. Give me a minute. That transparency does 2 things. It prevents the flooding response from hijacking the interaction, and it teaches your partner what's actually happening instead of leaving them with a behavior that looks like hostility. Tool 2, the timeout without the abandonment signal. When you're flooded, leaving the conversation is the right move. But leaving without explanation triggers RSD in the other person. It reads as abandonment. The protocol: I'm flooded and I need 20 minutes. I'm coming back. 4 words that change everything. You leave, you recover, you return. The relationship learns that disconnection is temporary and intentional, not a threat. Tool 3, the attention deposit. Because your attention is inconsistent, make deliberate deposits when you have to. A specific compliment, putting the phone down and making eye contact for 5 minutes. Remembering something they mentioned last week and bringing it up. These deposits build relational reserves that carry you through the periods when your attention is somewhere else. You're not faking consistency. You're compensating for its natural variation with intentional quality. Look, you're not too much for people who understand you. You're exactly right for people who are willing to learn your wiring. And you owe it to the relationships that matter to explain it. That's not a burden. That's communication. And the people who love you deserve the real version of how your brain works, not a performance of how you think relationships are supposed to go. Your next 1 step? Think of one relationship where RSD might be running the show. Just one. Notice it this week. You don't have to fix anything yet. Just watch. See you Thursday. If this helped even a little, you can follow the show, so these conversations are here when you need them. And as always, thank you to Cloud Microphones for supporting these conversations. This has been Wisdom from the Porch. I'm GP. You're always welcome on the porch.